Greetings everyone, I'm Perimal Jagan and I'm happy to be back once again. In today's video, we are going to solve a TryHackMe challenge, a TryHackMe capture the flag challenge, and we are going to solve a machine and grab a flag out of it, right? So that's what we are going to do. Without further ado, let me show you that machine, okay, what machine it is. And now you are looking at that machine page and the machine title is Clocky. The tagline is time is an illusion. And you can see the IP address. I have started this machine 15 minutes back, so hopefully all the services must be started by now. That's fine. Now we have to grab multiple flags out from this machine, but before that, let's see how to enumerate this. So we use a typical Nmap procedure to enumerate this machine services. Nmap -sc -sv, sc for default script, sv for enumerating version, and on to store the values in nmap format, right? And I give a name Clocky and pasting the IP. Oh, sorry, I must have copied the IP address in the clipboard. Fine. -vv to enumerate the verbosity. Okay, so verbosity, typically it will show the TTL value of every service. If any service is running on a container, it will show the difference in the TTL value. So with that we can understand. So this is the command we need to execute. Actually this will take some time. I have already executed this command. Let me show the outcome of it. While doing this machine parallelly, I'm going to take notes, so bear with me. Cat nmap clocky, so that's the file that where I stored all the nmap results. Looks okay. Let's see. Yeah, fine. You see the scanner host is up and it says 997 closed ports. That means 3 ports are open. Port 22 SSH, so it says open SSH 8.2 P1 Ubuntu machine, and we can also enumerate what version, what version of Ubuntu is deployed here. By just using this OpenSSH, we can simply get this OpenSSH value and go to Google search and do the launchpad search on this version. It will eventually show you which version of Ubuntu is using this specific OpenSSH version. That's the way to enumerate that. And port 80 HTTP excuse me, port 80 is HTTP and it says Apache, so, and also the TTL value is 63, similar to SSH. That's fine. And the HTTP title says 403 forbidden. See, seems we have no access to view this page. We have Apache version. Maybe you can enumerate this version. So it's actually a best practice to leave no stones unturned. Okay, and that's why I'm saying this. So when you see any version, do for the exploit check. That's actually a best practice. And port 8000, it is HTTP similar to 80, but the web server is different. It's using Nginx. Version is 1.18.0 and it says Ubuntu. So we are up against an Ubuntu machine. That's pretty clear. And supported methods, we see get, head and post. Fine. And apart from that, I see a robots.txt file. I need to explore this one, and it has 3 files: SQL, zip and back. Seems like a backup file. Maybe I'll try to look that as well. Fine. Enumeration part is done. Let's do the web application stuff, but before that I'll grab this file content and put it in my notes. Fine. Nmap Clocky, and I'm putting it in my clipboard. Xclip selection. This command is to paste my paste the content from copy the content from the Clocky file and put it in my system clipboard, not the Tmux clipboard. Xclip selection clipboard, and that's fine. Let me go here and simply give like this. Now I have showed I've stored my Nmap results here. So it's actually a good practice to check the notes. Maybe what I can list here, I'll I'll initiate the UDP scan and also the TCP full scan. It's always a best practice to initiate the TCP full scan, because by default Nmap only do scan only 1000 ports. So it's always a best practice to do the full port scan. Nmap Clocky full, like this, and slap the IP here and -vv to enumerate the verbosity. Looks fine. I'll give this command while it's running. Let me go and explore that web servers, both the web servers 80 and 8000. Fine. I go here, paste this, first see the port 80, and it says you don't have permission to access this resource. Okay, that's the forbidden page. When I access any page that doesn't exist, it still says forbidden. Let me intercept this request. I already enabled the burp suite. I go to target and add it in the scope so that I can avoid seeing the other garbages. Oh, it's already in the clipboard. Yes, adding one more stuff for port 8000. This is all right now. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna go and reload this. In HTTP history, I can see that request, and I'm sending it to repeater, and I name it as port 80. Okay. What it says, it simply sends some basic details, and it gets the 403 forbidden, and I can see the date, the server date. I mean, this is the date and time configured on the target server, or maybe the target machine, Apache Ubuntu, and this is fine. This is awesome. Let me try that port 8000 as well. Yeah, like this. I go to target, proxy, HTTP history, and port 8000. Sorry, I must have tried it as a port, but I'm trying it as a path. Fine, this is how you need to search. It still says 403 forbidden. Okay. "404 not found." Okay. All right. I'm still getting this. I'll send it to repeater. Did I get any outcome in port 8000? robots.txt. So let me check that. I simply get 403 forbidden error here, but when I try accessing robots.txt, what I'm getting, and I'm getting a first flag here. So when you do the proper enumeration, you can yield the results. So I got the first flag. It is very simple, a piece of cake. I have disallowed entries. Okay, fine. I have 3 file extensions, so I don't know the file name still, but there is an asterisk here, which means it is not allowing us to access any type of SQL zip and back file. But I think that is not the case. By adding this disallow entries on robots.txt, it is just giving me a hint to access the file types like this. So I think I'm better to do the go buster on this. That would eventually give us some results, some files. So let me do that. I think that's where I'm heading right now. I'm go see and see this Nmap. How long will it take? Just 1 more minute. That's fine, no issues. I'll go here and start the go buster. Go buster, directory scan, and -u for mentioning the URL. Okay, sorry, like this. Paste and -w to mention the word list. Share word list sec list. Sec list is actually a popular a word list, and also it contains the bunch of documents that contains the word list, that contains the fuzzing elements. Uh, you can download it from the GitHub and use it whenever you need some word list, whenever you need some contents to fuzz. It provides some comprehensive contents to fuzz and enumerate. All right. Now I need to mention the path discovery, web content, raft, raft, small words. So this is the word list I typically use, and -x to mention the extension. I need to mention SQL, zip, and back. Let me do that. SQL, zip, and backup file. So looks okay. And what else? I'm just outing this results on a file. Gobuster dir.out. How about that? This looks fine. So let it run. And you see, straight off the bat, initially found a zip file. Zip file is not the usual stuff we see. Maybe it contains some files that might be helping us to crack this machine. We will explore that in a moment, but before that, let's see anything else we got. We got port 8080, and it says it's open. Earlier it was not found, but now it found port 8080. I'll do the scan specifically for that port, but before that, let me grab this. I think I need to grab it in the same way. Clocky full pipe xclip selection clipboard, like this, and TCP full scan, like this. Okay, now I do the scan for I do the version enumeration part for port 8080. I want to know what it is. -sc, SV and SC, like this, like this. 8080 version. All right. Now let it run. You can't hack the time, so whenever you get the time, go and do that enumeration, whatever it could be. Okay, fine. Let's try this index.zip file. I'm gonna go and access it. Index.zip. It's giving me some file set, some zipped file. So let me save this somewhere and unzip it. I have downloaded it. Let's see what kind of file it is. Don't get deceived by this file extension. Sometimes the file extension might be different than the real file type, so beware of it. It says it's zip archive, so no problem. So let's do this unzipping. Index.zip. Yeah, see this, it is actually giving us the flag number 2 and also a file called app.py. So let's see what it is. Actually, the app.py indicates this application is made in Python, built in Python. So it's actually a Python web server. In Python web server only we typically use the name like this, and you can see the file extension. It's apparently a Python web server. Let's explore that, but before that I'll grab the flag out of it. Yeah, cat flag 2. I grab this flag. Okay. I go here. When you are in Tmax, it's difficult to copy something from your command line and use it in your system. But that's the only thing I found TDS using selection. Rest of the things are awesome. Selection clipboard. So every time I need to run this command to copy it to my system clipboard. That's okay. I grabbed this flag too. That's the answer. Now we need to get the flag 3, but before that, let's review this source code. Fine. I use Visual Studio Code to review this. Okay. Let me enlarge this. Can I enlarge this? Edit. I need to go to preferences. Yeah. Settings. I think it's already 20. No, it's just 14. So I change it to 20. I close this. I need to open it again. Now it's fine. It's too big, but it's okay. I enable the word wrap. Okay, let's see this code block. Let's see the source code of this web application. So it's Flask application, and it is importing multiple functions from this Flask module: redirect, render template, request, session, abort, response, lot of things. It is also importing time. That's interesting. It is actually pertaining to the machine name. So we need to pay an attention to this. It's actually getting GMT time and the STRF time. I'm not positive what it is. And the next one is .environment import load.env. Okay, execute. Okay, this one is to execute database.sql before using this. Oh, there is a comment. There is a comment. Fine. And it is also importing OS, PyMySQL, date, time, base64 requests. All right. What it says, load.env OS environment get DB. So it's loading the database, I suppose. And yeah, it's connecting to the database. PyMySQL. So it's using MySQL database. That's clear from this command. That became clear from this command, and it is connecting to that. And you may see the database username and password is actually hidden. Yeah, it's actually getting from the command line. So it is hidden, and I see the DB as Clocky. This is the database name and also the username. That's okay. And the app is Flask name and route /. And look at this. Here is a function. It is defining a function called home, and here it is taking the it is actually getting the current time from this function, where it gets the year, month, date, hour, minute, second, and GMT time. Okay, what it's trying to say. It's using a render template function and index.html. It is doing some current time. Okay, let's see this. A new app will be deployed in prod soon. Okay, implement rate limiting on all endpoints. Let's just use a WAP or not. It's asking a question. Let's just use WAF not done. Okay, I think they haven't protected it much. Looks like this message is an indication of that, and I see the messages from Jane, or a message to Jane. Message to Jane, I suppose. Okay, a new app will be deployed in prod soon. So they had to deploy this, so there might be some vulnerabilities to this. Okay, so there is a hint. So they are using some time stuff. By using time, they are doing something. And the next one is done. There is a message done by Jane. Okay, app route administrator methods get and post administrator session.get logged in and return render template admin.html. Okay, so once there is a route called administrator. So once they access administrator, let's try to access this administrator first. 404 not found. What about port 80? Forbidden. So this is also forbidden. Okay, So there is a route forbidden, and it says only get and post is allowed. And once we logged in, it is redirects us to admin.html. Otherwise, it actually redirects us to login.html. Let me try this. Not getting it. Port 8000. Not found. Okay. Request method post username and password. It's getting the username and password, and looks like this is the SQL command used. I think it's using parameterized query. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what they are not directly using the element on the SQL statement. Instead, they are putting it on a variable and they are using it. So this will actually protect them from SQL injection. That's what I suppose. Let's see. User ID, cursor, fetch. Okay, user ID. So there is another command. Select password from passwords where ID equal. So this is actually using to compare the password, the real password, with the user entered password. And that's what it says. And once it is logged in, it is redirecting them to dashboard. All right. There is path called dashboard. How about just accessing login? Admin. You don't have permission. So this is where the page is located. And when I access dashboard, what it says? Dashboard like this. Still it is forbidden. So the port 80, that's the web server, contains both admin page and the dashboard. Login.html. Why I'm not even getting the login page? Don't have permission to access this resource. All right. Let's read through this. There is page forgot password. So what if I go to that page? Still not accessible. I go and access it in port 8000, not found. So port 80 it is clearly. Method get and post, logged in, and admin.html. Otherwise, forgot password. So it's getting the username. For the forgot password function, it is getting the username from the users table. And look at this. It's doing some weird stuff. But password reset, I'm unable to access. I think this one is different than forgot password. So let's do this. For password reset, still it is forbidden. Method is get. Need to agree on actual parameter here. Okay. Message to Jane, I guess, and not done by Clary. User provided token, request arguments gets temporarily. Need to agree on the parameter here. Select token from reset token, where token is that. Execute user provided token. Render template password reset user provided token, invalid token. Invalid parameter. Debug enabled on dev. Turn off once in prod. This can be very dangerous. And protected path traversal. They also give a hack tricks reference to this. Let me open this. Pin protected path traversal. Okay, console endpoint is going to be protected by pin. If you have a file traverse vulnerability, you can leak all the necessary to generate the pin. So let's try accessing this console. Nothing. I think it is there, but still we get forbidden. We don't have a code. I'm getting back to this. It says it is running on port 8080. We already started enumerating port 8080. Let's read through this. Yeah, this is where it says workziv python, and Yeah, here is the title, Clocky. Our first Nmap script missed this, but this one, once we did the full scan, we were able to enumerate port 8080. That's why I'm saying the full scan is always advised. Clocky 8080 version. Cat Clocky, okay, from Nmap. Clocky 8080 version. Pipe it to clipboard. Selection clipboard like this. Okay. I think we must try port 8080 as well. All right. Now let's try port 8080. And look at this. Here is the website. This is what we were missing before. We always tell the same. There is an option time. Posted 25th February. Introduction to Clocky. If you have seen 2014 movies Interstellar, this concept may seem familiar. This close, the closer you are to a massive body, which in case of Interstellar is a giant black hole, and slower time would pass for you. I think time dilation or something they call. It's actually space science, time travel concept derived by Einstein. This may sound like a plot sub sci-fi movie time travel thriller, but actually until about 80 milliseconds after they have what happened. Our brains don't perceive events until about 80 milliseconds until after they have happened. This fine line between the present and past part of the way synthesis. Okay. Current time. I see a time here. When I reload this, the time changes. Reload this, the time changes. Okay. Now we are seeing the source code of the web application 8080. And here there is a time. The time is displayed here, right? So it is using some function to display the time, the current time of the system. I think we have seen that before. And look at this. So this is where on the home page we were able to see the home. We were able to see the time. You can see this. So this one is done by this function. All right, now it makes sense. I'm getting down, moving to the administrator. Let's see what we see. I see a page to enter username, password, and login. All right, let me go and enter this admin password. I click login and I see the request on the Burp Suite. I go to proxy, HTTP request, administrator, like this. So I go here to repeater, and here I mention port 8080. How about that? Yeah, like this. When I give this, when I send this request to server, and it gives me the date and time of the server and also the version of the Python server. Says invalid username and password. All right, since we have the source code, I think we can find a way to exploit that. So let's see what we are up against. So once we logged in, we will get admin.html. Otherwise we still get the login.html. I think we got the login.html once again. Yeah, we are still in the login.html, as we don't have valid credential. Okay, and it is getting the username and password. That makes sense. And it's trying something. Select ID from users where username is that. So it is comparing the username that we are giving with that database. If it is valid, then it will move forward, and then the next statement, it's comparing the password. So both the elements, when both the elements validated, it's allow us to log in and access the dashboard. That's fine. Now this is actually the code block for this login functionality, and I'm moving down and I see the next one. There is an option to give the forgot password. So let me go here and check the forgot password. I need to mention a user and I need to reset for them. So let's see how to do that. Get and post. I'm posting a username here, and okay, I'll give one name like admin, and I give reset request. The reset link has been sent to your email, and that's what the message we are getting. Uh, Reset link has been sent to your email. Okay, fine. So it's again forwarding us to forgot password. Okay, now before that, let's see it in Burp Suite. And here is the forgot password, sending it to repeater, and I'm naming it as forgot password. How about that? What else? So we are just sending the username admin workzube, giving the server time, server version, link has been sent to your email. Okay, now what it says, it is getting the username from us. Is it applying directly on the SQL statement? I don't think so. Still it is using the parameterized query stuff. So let me use the single quote and try the SQL injection. I don't think it will work. Still the same. Maybe we can see this, the size of the response and also the time it takes to respond. It still same, it is not changing. I'm using double quote, not changing. Comment, maybe the URL and code, not changes. What else? Hashtag, that's also a comment in SQL. Okay, still the same. So I don't think it is susceptible to SQL injection. I don't think the previous username password, that page is also not susceptible to SQL injection. Fine, let's read through this. We had to read something. It is getting the username and it is just verifying in the SQL database whether the user is really exist. And what happens now? It does something. It is taking date time and it is getting the current time, I suppose. And it is actually creating an object LNK, and it is doing some stuff. String of that value, and it is grabbing some elements from the time or date. Then it is concatenating it with dot, and username, it is actually switching it to uppercase. Okay, and it is switching that username to uppercase, and it is dropping it in that specific value. Then what happens now? LNK hashlib, it is bringing the hashlib library, and SHA-1, calculating the SHA-1 for that, and lnk.encoding UTF and hex digest. So it is doing some encoding of this LNK value, and it is calculating SHA-1 for that. Okay, and then next SQL update reset token, set token to that where the username is. Okay, what happens now? Cursor.execute SQL LNK username. Okay, now I guess I have I found something. Let's see. We see the possible usernames. Jane is a username. Jane is a user. I see a Jane and one more user I've seen somewhere. Jane is actually a user, and if I scroll down, do I see someone else? Clarice. Jane and Clarice are the users of this web application. We have field to enter the username, maybe the forgot password, and the password reset, it is happening in a weird way. It is using some encoding, some weird concatenation and the encoding stuff happening here. Yeah, that one is happening, and SQL. So once it got that, let's see this username. So here this cursor is holding the database connection. So whatever is set here, it is trying to execute that specific token and also the username. So it is trying to update the token for the specific username. So that's what it does. So the token is actually set by using a weird a time and hashing libraries. So we will explore this in a moment, but before that, request password, let's explore this as well. What happens here? The password reset. When we execute that user provided token, says invalid token. Okay, let's see this password reset. I'll try to access it again. Password reset. It says invalid parameter. Okay, fine. What happens here? Get method, temporary, Claris temporary. Okay, with connection cursor, if select token from reset token where token equal to that, cursor execute SQL user provider token and fetch password reset.html for the user provider token. Otherwise, invalid token. All right, I think I got the gist. I got the trick behind this. So here is a password reset functionality. It's actually acting in a weird way. Usually to reset a password on a web application, we need to give its username or we need to give its email address. We need to do some OTP validation before we reset the password. But here the password reset, it's happening in a weird way. And I see this one, by seeing this code, the password reset is not accessible for us right now. It is actually says invalid parameter, which means it is executing this block. But we need to make the web application to execute this block. But for that, we need a valid user provided token. And the valid user provided token, I think it is doing some weird stuff here, right? So maybe we need to exploit this functionality and we need to, how can I say, we need to manipulate the token and store that manipulated token on the database. And by using that manipulated token, we can access this forgot password or the password reset page, I suppose. So let's see, that's what we are about to do, I guess. Forgot password, but before that, I'm gonna go and create a Python script. Maybe I'll name it as clobber. I don't know, it makes sense, but I'm giving it as clobber. Touch clobber.py and I'll use code to edit this. Fine. Can I bring my Codium here? It's already installed. It's not showing here. I uninstall and install. Will it show now? First. Now it's downloading Codium. Yeah, now we got that. Earlier, some weird restriction was going on. Yeah, it's connected. Fine. I have a clobber script. Let's see this function first and understand what happens. I'm gonna go to this forgot password. I'll grab this. Let's see. Yeah, like this. First of all, I'll define a username. I'll go to Python. Okay, I use this command line interpreter. uh, name, I give name, just name, or username, an object username. Here I'm mentioning Jane. Fine. And the value, date, time. I need to import the library date, maybe, or a time, or date time. If the library is date time, and I'm getting this, when I print value, it says the date and time in this format. Okay. What else? LNK. It is doing some weird string operation, and it is concatenating it with the username.upper. So let me execute this as well. I already defined username, so it's no problem. LNK. And look at this. Now it's getting the time and the username in this format. And what it does, hashlib. So it's using hashlib. So I'll import the library hashlib here. Okay. And here I'll just take this, and I put it as lnk2. lnk2, and let's see, I'm getting a SHA-1 hash. So what it does, it is getting the username and also the time, the current time of that request, I suppose, and it is doing some hashing. It's doing some concatenation and hashing, and it gets this hash value. And what happens, that hash is the token, if I'm not wrong, because it is updating the token. You see, it is updating that reset token. That's actually a table, I guess. It's updating the reset token, and there it is setting the token for that specific user. And you see that it is asking that it is just updating that SHA-1 value to that specific user, and that should be the user's token from then. And that user's token is used in this password reset stuff. Okay. Now I think I got what I need to do. So whenever the user is requesting something to this forgot password page, let's access that. Forgot password. So when a user requests to that forgot password page, for example, let's say admin, when they send a reset request, it gives me this message, right? So what it does, it is actually capturing the time of the request along with the username. So that's what it denotes. So it is capturing the time of that along with the username, and it is doing some weird string operation on that, and also the hashing operation, and it's converted it into hash and storing it in the database. Now what we need to do, maybe we can try exploiting this. Let me go and yeah, this forgot password. So this is the page we need to exploit now, and I found two uses, Jane and Clarice, right? So let me try for Jane now, and I'll send a request to this. How about sending like this? So I'll send a request for this user Jane, and I'm noting this time, date. It is this one. This is the server date when this request is sent. This is the server time exactly. So we need to mark this down. Okay, I'll mark this down somewhere, maybe in the Clobber script itself. I'll add it in a comment for Jane. Okay, and what about Clarice? I think there is a user called Clarice. Yeah, Clarice. So I'll send one request to user Clarice as well. Now I send this request, and I'm capturing this time. Let me go to this Clobber. This one is for Clarice. All right. Now I go import. Sorry. what is that library was used in that code? urllib or hashlib, sorry, hashlib. Yeah, hashlib, because we were doing some hash operation. So let's do that. um, hashlib, and also import, sorry, import time. So we are importing these two, and I go to that page. Do I need any other library? I don't think so. uh, Fine, I'll mention the username Jane right now. Username equal to Jane. Okay, I'm clicking tab. Codium is giving all the details that I wanted to know. You see how intellectual it is. It is grabbing the uh, code block from the previous file that I was accessing, and it is predicting the code block for us in current clobber.py file. All right, the VS code got crashed and I lost the progress. So let me do hash lib and import date time, like this. Yeah, and what else do I need to use here? uh, I actually recorded the time when I gave the request to Jane and Clarice, and I got their time, the server time, when the request was sent to the server. And we use this specific code block to form or craft the cookie, or not a cookie, the token. So let's try to form that. But before that, there is a date and time. The user input, maybe the user name equal to Jane. How about that? Yeah, Jane, like this. And here the value date time dot now. We don't want to get the time, the current time. Maybe we need to get this time in the format of this. So I'll explain that. Python. Okay. I'm importing date time once again here. Date time, and I'm executing this command and see the value here, and you see the value is like this. So let me grab this. Yeah, I grab this. Sorry, like this. Ex clip selection clipboard. Okay, now I got that value, and you see here. Let's see its format. It's year, it's the date, or I had it's month actually. So this is date, and this one is time, and it is minute. This is second, and I see this random string. Yeah, this is actually a random string, 77633 1. Is it random really? Let me go and execute this again, get the value. Yeah, it's random. You see this? Now it says 524. Yeah, it's random. It's not predictable at all. Okay. Here it says now what it does. It is doing the next stuff. So let me bring it here. It's doing this. Username not defined. Okay. Username equal to Jane. And now I execute this. When I see LNK, and I see a value like this. So it's process the time again, and it gets this value. Sorry, this one. So let me copy it to my system clipboard. Like this, and get this value. Okay, it's actually converting the username into uppercase, and I see the hour, minute, and second, and the 49. I think this is the random value. This is the random value, I suppose. 49 is the random value. The last 2 digits are random. Okay. What if I try doing it right now? Sorry. Here, I do it once again. I want to know the value of that random value, in which range it varies. That's why that's what I'm trying to do right now. It still says 49. Is it a constant? Is it a second? Or let me execute the date command again. This one, and like this, LNK, and it changes, and you see now the value became 27. All right, so what it does, it is doing this function date time, and it is grabbing the value of date and time in this weird notation, and it is doing some operation on this here, and it is creating that LNK value. It is actually truncating the last 4 digits, I guess. That's what it is doing. That's what this -4 is all about. Yeah, correct. It is getting the value, and it is just truncating those 2 digits, the last 4 digits. So just first 2 digits it is taking from this last value. So it's very simple. The value must be a 2-digit. It's a 2-digit value, and it could be from 10 to 99, I suppose, or maybe we can include 1 to 99. Just 8 more values, 9 more values. That's it. I think we have inferred the concept behind this. The window is not responding, so it's again happening. I reopen it, or what about closing this? It's getting crashed. So let me pause this and fix this crash problem and come again. All right, now I think I have fixed this crash issue. I'll try to print this value on LNK. Yeah, like this. I execute this. I saved it, and I press Control B to execute this. Not Control B. To execute this, Control F5. Python debugger. Date time is not defined. Oh, sorry. The library must be date time. Yeah. Okay. Now I go and run this without debugging, and I see 2 values like this. This one is for LNK, and this one is for the value. Okay, I'll copy this, and let me drop it here. I know when I send the request to the web server, this was the server time for Clarice and Jane respectively, and you see this is actually the format that we need to convert before we are doing that hash operation. First of all, let's get this time and convert it into this format. This last 2 digits, we will leave it for now. We will try to brute force that in a moment. But before that, let's write this in this format: 2024 8 5. Only the time changes, the date is same, and the time I see here is 1:45. The server is in GMT time, sorry, GM time, and 24, yeah, 1:45:24, and that's the time. And 67, I just leave it as it is. All right, I go here and grab this one as well for Claris. 1:46 and 05, that's the second. And again, this I leave the same value, 67. 1:46:05. That's fine. The date is same for Jane and Clarice. So I need to write her name like this: Clarice. Fine. Okay. I remove these two lines, the last 2 lines. I keep this one because we are going to use these 2 values to generate the hash now. And for the hash, we use the function hashlib. I go and put it here. Let me remove this and get this value and this value. Sorry, Jane, like this. First, I'll try for Jane. This is the value for Jane. I'll put it in a string. How about that? Yeah. Maybe I'll put LNK. I'll put it as LNK, and this one is hash or a token, we can say. LNK.encode UTF-8 Okay, this will create the hash value for that specific user hash. Okay, I'll print this. Let's see what happens. I go and run it. I'll get a hash value, but not permitted. What? This one. Run without debugging. And here is the hash value. When I go and try the next function, password reset, and how I should access this password reset. Token, user provided token. Okay. I'm gonna go and reset password. Password reset. Like this. Sorry. Password reset. Invalid parameter. So it is looking for some parameter. Okay. It's actually a GET request. So let's question mark and give that user provided token, or the arguments is temporary. The argument name is temporary. Yeah, like this, and the token that we need to give. How about giving this token? Earlier this alert is invalid parameter. Now if I give the request, it still says invalid parameter. User provided token, maybe. No, it still says invalid parameter. What could be wrong? Or token, simply invalid token. Look at this. Now it changed. Let me go to Burp Suite and explain this. I go to proxy history. Yeah, here. I'm sending it to repeater, and now when I give some invalid parameter, it says invalid parameter. But when I change this to token and send the request, it change it to invalid token. So now we found this is the valid parameter, but only this value is invalid. That is because it is using some random it is adding the random numbers at the end, 2-digit number. We need to predict this number, what it could be. That's what we are going to do next. Okay. Let's do this. Maybe I'll bring this import requests. Okay. I'll just try to pull it off in the Python script itself. And here I need to I need to send the request, right? So for that, maybe connection is equal to requests dot get, and the specific okay, maybe I'll define the URL here. Okay, remove this for now. Username is James, that's a constant, and this value is fine, lnk is fine. I need to put it in a for loop for I in range maybe 99, 0 to 99. How about that? Yeah, 0 to 99, like this. Okay, here I need to just choose this and put it in that for loop. Here I'm gonna go and apply f string so that I can use the value. So this is where I'm going to brute force. So I'm going to brute force between 0 to 99. So I'm adding this here, and I'm getting the lnk value, and I'm doing the hashing stuff, and I generate the hash here. Okay, and the next stuff is to send the request, and now I can send the request maybe by calling the request stuff connection is equal to requests dot get URL like this 8080 reset token, not a reset token, it's actually this is the password, sorry, this is the stuff. Yeah, and here this hash value that needs to be substituted. Now I think this is the URL, this is the URL I need to use, and once I generated the hash, I'm going to try that hash and see the response. Okay, let's see. Here if connection dot status, not a status code, connection dot text, yeah, is equal to not an invalid token, yeah, invalid token, I suppose. Let's see this request, and it says invalid token enclosed with h2 header. Earlier it was same h2 header, now enclosed it in h2 header. Yeah, invalid token, not invalid token. Okay, fine. If not equal to invalid token, or like this, maybe I'll go here and copy the whole stuff like this. Print hash. I need that respective hash value. That's gonna be my valid hash. I think this is correct. I think it will work. Let me try this. I'll give the request to this web server now. Maybe I'll just route it through the proxy so that it will show me the proxy. Yeah, like this. 127.0.0.1. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the proxy that I'm using. Okay, looks fine. I'll go and look for the further request once I executed this. Start without debugging. Do I see any request? Keyboard interrupt. Okay. Not like this. Maybe like this. HTTP :/127.001.80.80. Like this. Yeah. Okay. I request again. I haven't added port 8080. Is it causing the issue? Okay, I'll go and execute it now. Run without debugging. I'm not getting this request now. Maybe I did some mistake. I apply a breakpoint here and I do the troubleshooting. Run start debugging. Yeah, I want to debug this Python file. What? It's not at all hitting this, or it's hung. I'm facing the extreme slowness while trying this. Let me fix it and come. My VS Code was kept crashing, and so that's why I switched it to Sublime Text. And you see, I think I found what was causing that issue. I see that color difference here. When I give hash val, you see the variable name. I think this is the advised value. Earlier I was using the object name as hash. I think that is not advised. So let's see. Now I got this. I'm just trying to forward it through Burp Suite, and I'm doing the same stuff once again. Let's see whether I'm getting any interesting stuff. It's still not forwarding, so I think I made some mistake here. Okay, I'll try to print this connection.txt instead doing this. Is it really sending the web request? I need to know that. I remove this. I keep it like this and send the request. It says invalid token. Every time it says invalid token. So it is sending the request. Only that proxy stuff was not working. So let's see how to Python request library. Control key. Yeah. Proxy. Sending it through proxy. Proxies equal to proxies. Okay. I think I made that mistake. I see bunch of invalid tokens. That's odd. Okay, I think bunch of invalid tokens. That's really bad. What else I could do? Maybe I'll use it like this. Get okay, and here proxies is equal to like this. Yeah, I'll define proxy http colon /127.0.0.1 port is 8080. On that port only I'm running the proxy, so I mention it like this. Yeah, how about that? And now I'm not printing this. Instead, I re-enable this. Connection.txt is not equal to this, then I need to print the hash value. All right, I go and execute this, and let's see. What is the error? Has no attribute get. Like this. All right, I'm not sending it through Bob Suite. Instead, I'll use it. Let's see. Do I get any valid response? Let's see that. Finished. I'm not getting anything. Okay. What could have gone wrong? Range is 99. Hash value. Sorry, I print the hash value here. It's trying different hashes, but still I'm getting this error. 145.24.67.58. Okay, this looks fine. I'm getting that random string and I'm trying that random string. Okay, for Jane, I'm not getting anything. How about trying to Clarice? Can I try that? I'll take this. I put it as LNK2. Here also LNK2. And trying for Clarice. And the time is different. 146.05. 146.05 is the second. Again, I need to iterate through this. That's okay. Though it is invalid parameter or invalid token, still the response code is same. So I cannot use response code here. So I use connection.txt, and here let me try and execute this. bunch of invalid tokens. I see the value invalid token everywhere. What is the mistake I'm making here? Connection.txt. If the outcome is not equal to invalid token, then I need to print that connection.txt, or the hash value I want the hash value of hash val, like this. Okay, I give this request. If it is not working, then I'm gonna seek some help. It's finished. I don't see any interesting result. I'll do one thing. I think it might have timed out. Maybe. I'll go and access this port 8080, and here we go. I see the current time. When I click time, do I see anything? No, not apart from the time. Okay, fine. I'll go. I'll go and access this. I'll go and access that. What is that? Repeater forgot password. So here I'll hit once again to Jane, and now the time got changed. 5th of August, 2:31. I'll copy this and just use that value now. How it should be: 5th of August 2024, time is 2:31:56, and I'm keeping the value 67. I'm gonna substitute it anyway. I'll use this, place it like this, and just grab this I value, replace it like this. Okay, and I remove this for now, or not removing, I'll comment it out, and I type lnk alone, getting this value. Now let me try this. This is for Jane. Okay, I'll remove this. Okay, I'll try this now, and let's see what happens. Username is Jane. I think this is not required. I'm not using the username anywhere. Okay, I'll go and try this and see whether I get any hash value. So it's gonna hash that, and you try the hash against the password reset page, and it's gonna give me the result if it hits the valid hash. Finished, but I'm not getting any valid hash. I was banging my head on the wall. Actually, I missed the trick, the proper enumeration that actually mattered. The proper enumeration, I failed there, and that's why it costed me this much time. There is a page. Let me go to GoBuster dir -u to do the enumeration of the URL. and -word for word list, user share word list, sick list, discovery web content, raft small words.txt. What I was doing was right, the concept was right, so this is what I supposed to do, but the user was not either Jane or Clary. I was trying them blindly, but I didn't get that. Later I just checked this -o gobuster.out. If I check this, and let me check that cat gobuster dir.out. I don't get anything here, but when I run the gobuster against this 8080, and I got this administrator page, the page similar to this. Let me check it in my source code. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go and administrator, and here is it. Here it is. So I should have tried it. Yeah, that was my mistake. Should have tried it. Login. Sorry, like this. Login. It's not giving me, but administrator. It is giving me the page username and password, right? So there is a user administrator. So we're supposed to get the token for that user administrator, not for either Jane or Clarice. So that was the mistake I committed, and let's go and get to that user administrator. Fine, I wasted a lot of time. Let me go and administrator. Sorry, like this. Administrator. Fine. I will send request to administrator once. Administrator, because I want to set the, I want to get, I want to get the token. I want to reset the token for the user administrator. So I'm using forgot password functionality and setting the token for the user, and the token is set, and it is derived from the time. So I'm getting the time value for the user administrator, and like this I'll keep. And now I need to change its format like this. So the time is 2:44:46, 2:44:46, and here I'll be substituting the value from, I use 0 to 99 itself. Now this looks fine. Administrator, I think this is no longer required. I remove it. Hash lib password token valid hash. Fine. Now I think it will print the valid hash. It will try to access that password reset page for us with the valid it will take multiple tokens, and it will just grab the valid token. Let's try this now. Hopefully we will get the results that we want. Let's wait for a few seconds. If it goes well, it has to send me the valid token for the user administrator. Yeah, look at this. Now I got this. I think I was banging my head on the wall blindly because of that poor enumeration. I should have tried against administrator, but instead I was just focusing on the users Jane and Clarice. That was my mistake. I accept that, and now I got this token. Let me go and access that page with the valid token. Yeah, I go here to where it is. I go to this page, or I go to repeater, and I replace it with the valid one, and here I'm getting the page to reset the password. Fine. Let me go and copy this and try this like this. And here you see it is directly giving me the password reset page. This was actually denied for us earlier, and now I'm using the password that I want. I just give the password of password simply and I submit it. Password successfully reset. Fine. Now I go to administrator page and the username is administrator and the password is password. Cool. We got the third flag. This is the flag we wanted, and I referred the write-up to just realize that what mistake I was making. And the flag 456. All right, let's see the hint first. Any internal service which otherwise is restricted. I'm seeing a bar, an input page, and a location. I can download something from here, I suppose. So let's see what it is. Maybe I'll give HC pass WD. I'll go to proxy, and here now I'm accessing the dashboard, which was denied for us earlier, and you see the cookie is set for that. All right, I go and try this HC pass WD. Download this. It is allowing us to download some file, possible arbitrary file read. I have downloaded this. I open this file. I don't see anything. Okay. What I can do now, I see a location, so here it is getting a location from me, and it is trying to read that location. What I could do, let's see, pass WD is not working. What else I can do? I send it to repeater. It's not giving me any outcome. How about using proc self CMD line like this? Proc self CMD line. I replace it. I open it. 0 byte. Gives nothing. Okay. Now we ended up in a page that has a box that gets out input from us, and it is downloading that. I don't know from where it is downloading. Dashboard, forgot password. Okay, I'll kill it and see go buster. Sorry, like this. dir.out index.zip. Nothing apart from that. Port 8000. Any internal service which otherwise is restricted. How about accessing the how about accessing the web page that was denied to us earlier? When I tried accessing port 80, it was denying. So let me try to read that like this. I'll give the URL instead of the file name like this. I replace it and I see some content. you don't have permission to access this resource. Okay. How about accessing port 8000? I think that also forbidden. Yeah, forbidden. So let me try accessing it. 8000, download, uh, saving it, and same size, forbidden. Okay. I'm able to access the web service now. Internally, anything else that I want to read? This box needs a lot of enumeration. When you do the lack when you do the lack of enumeration, then you will be in trouble like me. I'm experiencing it right now. -u http:// I get this first. I paste it here, and gonna go and earlier there was the robots.txt, right? Robots.txt, yeah. Zip SQL and back. There is a back file as well. Did we get something from it? Apart from zip, we didn't get anything, so I leave that. Port 8000, and when you try accessing the web page, why don't we try some server side request forgery? So I'll try that. Maybe I'll use my address 10.10.14.9 like this, and I listen. Sorry, python 3-m http.server like this. Yeah, on port 8000 I'm listening, and let me give this request 10.10.14.9 if config 10.14.86.9, sorry, 10.14.86.9, and I got the request. So it is obviously vulnerable to server side request forgery, and the hint says any internal service which otherwise restricted. Let's see what we got, and I'm gonna go and check this app.py, and here I could see it is running the SQL service, and any specific file, SQL like this, no name, but I go here, I close this. Any internal service which is otherwise restricted. All right, I'll go and try some server side request forgery here. I use the local address 127.0.0.1 against the website. It gives me that admin the same flag, and it says action not permitted. Okay, so I'll give this here. Action not permitted. Okay, so obviously it is protecting us from executing some SSRF payloads. What else? I'll use like this and send it. Still says action not permitted. Okay, there is a trick here to bypass this SSRF. If I ping 127.0.0.1, it pings my loopback address. Similarly, if I ping x 7f000001, it pings my loopback address. So this is nothing but the hexadecimal notation of this loopback address. So I'm using this. Let's see. and yeah, I use this 0x7f000001. I send this request internal dev storage. I see a different response now, which was denied for us earlier. uh, index.html, I would get the same page, internal dev storage. Fine. Now we got this, but we don't know what else to access here. Maybe we will try accessing something, some file that is restricted to us. What could be? What it could be? Let's see. It's 403 restricted. Okay. Port 8000 or port 8080 maybe. Not found. 8000. Let me try accessing this. Not found. It says it is not found. So I'll remove this. 403 forbidden. It's still forbidden. Okay. But when I access this, it says internal dev storage. We got some improvement. Now what I can try? Maybe I'll try to access some files related to database. Let me check that. Okay. Now we try to read some file that we know. I go to the source code again, app.py, and here when I look the source code, I could see there is a file called database.sql. So this is probably the SQL, the SQL database. So maybe if we able to read this, we will be able to uncover some interesting stuff. So let me try this file against it, and now I send this request, and you see directly it gives me the 4th flag. So this is the right way. So this is the file that we were about to read. We supposed to read. That's the correct answer. And flag 5. Let's see the hint. Have you gathered any usernames yet? Okay. I think this one I need to look this specific stuff, and it says it used the database configuration, and I could see the password here. Can I see the password? Not yet. Maybe if I scroll down at the end, I can see administrator, and it is inserting a token. This is actually an administrator token, but here is CUC. This is a very secure password. Really? Okay, we got some string now. Let me see the username. We already grabbed some usernames. So we see the usernames here, Jane and Clarice. I think we need to use this credential against their usernames. We have SSH open, so let me try that. I use Jane, and the IP address is adding 1R. Okay, and I go to this page and grab this password. Yes, I'll try this password against that user. No, it is not allowing, so I'll try against Clarice. I paste it. I logged in the machine as Clarice. So it took literally 1 hour 40 minutes to finish this because of the lack of enumeration. So this is a lesson. I've done this machine 2 months back, so I'm struggling. The struggle is real. I was stumbling upon that password reset part. Then I was stumbling in that SSRF. It is real. It is real. Eventually, we have learned something crucial, something amazing. So that's very important. Fine. We logged into Clarice, and what's the flag 5? Okay, fine. I think we gathered the flag 5 as well. Cat flag5.txt. All right. I go and grab this flag. Okay, it's in Tmux clipboard now. I go and echo this and pipe it to my system clipboard. Selection clipboard. Fine. I'll slap this flag here. That's right. Now only the flag 6, that's a root flag that we need to capture. How we can do that? Let's do the previous part. Sudo -l to see, do I have a privilege to run sudo, to run sudo? I don't have any privilege to. I think the sudo is not installed on this. Fine. I have app folder, sorry, app folder, and I see the application files cat.scpy. What it is? User is administrator. Okay. And index.html templates, nothing special. I go to PyCache. What do we have here? Cat app.py, some database config. Look at this. Yeah, I see some database config. Yeah. And what about the next file? Cat, some random string. All right. I check the list of running services. Netstat -luntp, like this. I see port 3306 database. We have the database password, so let's open the database and see what we have. MySQL. Do we have MySQL? Okay. -u for the username. The username must be administrator, maybe. Copy administrator -p, like this. And if I enter password, access denied. How about using it for Jane? Access is denied. Let me look into it. Clocky user. So this is the username. So I supposed to use the username Clocky user. Clocky _ user. Okay. How about giving it? Oh, access denied. That. I copy this, giving the password now. Using password as access denied for Clocky user. Administrator Clarice Jane Clocky user. And do I have a correct password in my clipboard? Yeah, I do. Paste it. Access denied. Okay. Cat etc passwd pipe grep. The users who has shell Clarice root Jane. Do I have access to Jane's home directory? Yeah, I do have. .bash rc, nothing. What else? Okay, I don't see any interesting stuff here. Let me go to Clarice homepage and try to read all the files. Now it says a lot of files. I see SSH profile, flag file. There is a folder called app. Okay. Look at this. Here we have a folder called .env. Sorry, a file called .env. This is always a file to look, and I see a credential, potentially a database credential. Earlier I was not able to log in a database. Now I try this password. Access denied for Clocky user. What? For Jane? Okay, I think I was using a wrong clipboard. Clocky user. Okay, I go and select this. Now I logged into the database. Fine. I was using a wrong clipboard. Data bases. Clocky MySQL schemas is Clocky. So use Clocky. Use database changed. Fine. Show tables. I see users and passwords. So select everything from users. I got administrator, and here passwords or passwords. Yeah, passwords. What? Clocky is not having any valid info. Tables in Clocky. Okay. So this is just the username and password that we created. We just manipulated. That's it. What about using MySQL? I'll use the table so the database MySQL. Okay. Show tables, and I have a lot of tables, and you see server at the end. So let me use that. Select all from user. I got something. Must be a password. Password of root, I suppose. MySQL show beautified table. How about that? Beautiful table. /g, /g. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. /g, and look at this. Now it is giving some good looking outcome. I see bunch of nonsense. Localhost user is dev, and I see this password. Okay, and apart from that, I see one more password. Localhost Debian sysmain. And what about other? Clocky user. I have the password of Clocky user, so I'm not gonna choose that. Localhost Debian sysmain. Look at the privileges that the user has. Insert, update, delete. It has the privilege of deletion. And dev password. All right, I have learned a trick now. I referred a write-up and learned a trick. Here, I need to, if you see this hash value, first of all, the title is authentication string. So let's get that. User and authentication string like this. Okay, sorry, not like this. Select all from user, not select all. Okay, like this. Select user comma authentication string, or like this. Authentication string from user table. If I print like this, I see some special characters, some mess happening around. If I put it in a /g, it is giving me in a proper format. However, you look at this, it is actually having some spaces, some mess that I don't want to see. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm using a hex function, and I'm just hex encoding the authentication strings alone. And now let's see the outcome, and you see it is actually organized, and you see the result here. After a lot of struggle, I think I found a way to get this. We are witnessing the MySQL hash, right? If you go and see the previous hash that we stored, it actually has the values like this: dollar $a, $005. That's the format. And I'm gonna check for the hashcat types of hashes in the hashcat website, and I search for MySQL, the string MySQL, and here I see the format. So it resembles the format, but there are some changes. It is actually adding MySQL in the front, and it is some hex encoded stuff. I'm not positive whether it's hex encoded or not, but here it is adding some asterisks in the middle, and I see it's uniform. It is not like the hash that we have witnessed in past. You see this, there are a lot of special characters here, but here I don't see any special characters, just like a hash, hexadecimal value. Now what I can do, maybe I'll have a command. I got a command actually, a MySQL command. So this is the command. So here if I'm using this one, it is concatenating MySQL in the front, and it is concatenating this MySQL to the left of that string, whatever the hash that we have here, where it is. So whatever the real hash we have, so it is concatenating MySQL in the front. Okay, and what it does, it is actually inserting star, then it is actually inserting asterisk, and it is actually performing some substring operation. It is moving 41 characters. After that, it is adding one asterisk, and it is typing that hash. It is getting that hash for us. So it is doing some operation. It is manipulating that hash. It is adding few thing, and it is just printing that hash. And I have seen this command. They are just. I referred this command from the write-ups. They are only grabbing the hash of dev. So which means the password of dev would be the root password. So let me try this command, and I'm getting 2 hashes. So let me grab these hashes. Now I have a big mess. I need to like this. I'll print one by one. I need to go paste it to my system clipboard. Not this one, and pipe xclip selection clipboard, like this. And similarly I go to this and I grab this one. Okay, in system clipboard I'm having that string now. So let me go and create this. Okay, I don't know how to bring this one to my clipboard. Let's see. When I try to put the hash value, when I try to redirect it to a file, or use pipe and redirect it to my system clipboard, I'm not getting this MySQL $a005. Instead, it is showing me -bash05. So looks like it is messing with these special characters. It doesn't like the special characters. So I'm planning to fill that manually. Hashes.txt, like this, and here I added that manually. Okay, let me grab this MySQL dollar MySQL, and dollar once again, a, and $005. Okay, like this. Okay, now it is fine, and I'm gonna go and choose and get another hash as well, like this. I'll get it from here. Okay, I go to 1 echo and pasting this stuff. Okay, Now I am just forwarding it to hashes.txt like this. Sublime text. In Sublime text, I'm already having this. Yeah, now it's fine. I am just grabbing this one and adding it here. Now we got the valid hashes. It's very simple now. We just use these hashes in hashcat and crack the hashes. Let's see. Hashcat -m to enable the mode. The mode is 7401 and the file is hashes.txt and a hyphen word list. How to give the word list here? Let me check this. Hashcat hyphen help. I need to mention a word list simply after the hash. Okay. User like this. User share word list roq.txt. And it's cracking. Let's wait patiently. Once it cracked, I'll resume this. All right, it recovered the password and I can see it recovered. Let me show this. And I see the password, armadillo. That's the password we were looking for. Let's go to that SSH session. Here I am exiting out of and I'm trying to log in as root. Okay, yes, you root. I tried a wrong clipboard. Now, yeah, we are root. Who am I? ID root. Yeah. Sorry for all those struggles, and I was really had. I baffled for a while. I didn't know what to do once it started giving me some invalid hashes, and I couldn't do that. Eventually, I had to refer the write-ups to organize it. Maybe this is the proper format to crack, and we eventually grabbed that hash, and this command helped me a lot. I referred the write-up to grab this command, and this command did a great job, and we grabbed the hash value, and we just cracked the hash from our database, and we logged in as the root. Yeah, let's go and grab the flag of root, flag 6. Yeah, like this. And yeah, we have solved this machine. I struggled a lot while solving this machine because of the enumeration issues. I didn't enumerate this machine properly. It's actually a lesson. I take it as a lesson. Without preparation, I came to make this video, but I think I did some decent job. Though I did some struggle, it really baffled me for a while. When it was giving that invalid hashes, I had to arrange it in a valid format to apply it in a hashcat. Earlier I tried in John, but it was not working since the hash was invalid. That was obvious reasons. Yeah, I think that's it. Hope you have learned something. Sorry for that struggles, but I'll try to avoid these kind of strugglings in future, maybe while doing some proper enumeration. I'll finish this video here. I'll catch you next time with another exciting one. Until then, I'm signing off. If you really like this video, do the YouTube algorithms, like, comment, subscribe, everything. Okay. See you next time. Bye.